Hi Capricorn, it's Majori here from the Punk Priestess, and welcome to your Tarotscope for February 2022. So all the decks have been cleansed with Palo Santo, as well as my lovely Florida water that is available in my shop for purchase. So definitely check those things out. I am going to start with a signifier. So I usually start with a card that is like the general energy of what's going on for the month for you, and then we'll get into the year ahead, or the month ahead, more so like it. So we still have Venus in your sign for another month. So March 6th is when Venus will go into Aquarius, but it's been in your month for a long time, almost 4 months. So you know, that has definitely been influencing you for sure. I'm going to be pulling an Oracle card here. Okay, so I'm pulling here the Eight of Pentacles upright, and then I'm pulling growth. Try to get that clear for you. There we go. Okay, so in stuff with work, in alignment with things with work, and you know, a lot of this Venus stuff happening, you know, it just went direct again. It was retrograde for a while, but kind of thinking about your work-life balance, if you have any. Maybe you don't have one. What are you building? Are you building with intention? Is this the type of work you want to do? Like, you're in the throes of it, you're in the midst of it, and there's a lot of growth involved with that as well. So it is definitely thinking about, you know, is this work going to help propel you into your future? Is this the growth that you want to have? Is this the growth that you want to receive? And are you seeing your hive being filled? Are you seeing the growth? Or are you right now just kind of feeling like, you know, it's a little bit of a waste. I'm not really feeling like I need to work towards this. I'm not feeling the growth. You know, but for you, maybe you are. Maybe you're seeing that your time and energy, it's finally paying off into something tangible and purposeful. Like, no, you haven't completed all your career goals yet, but you're close. You're close to that finish line. You're close to getting there. And you got to keep being proactive. You got to keep on it. That's all you can do. Okay. A lot of work stuff coming up here with these cards. All right, so I'll tell you what I'm pulling. So I'm pulling here the Nine of Pentacles upright. So we have the Eight of Pentacles upright, and now we have the Nine. Moving a little backwards here of the Seven of Pentacles upright. And then have the Five of Swords reversed. So with this energy is pretty much saying like, okay, you know, your goals are in reach. Like, you see that, you know, if you are growing, you know, you're kind of just waiting for the payoff here. And then the Seven is telling you that, you know, making sure that you're not getting swayed, you're not getting thrown into delusion, that you are making the right choices, that you are, you know, being proactive, and this work is going to be something tangible. This work is going to pay off. So don't mentally get conflicted about it. You have to move away from self-doubt. You have to move away from discouragement that things aren't growing, that things aren't working out, because they are. And you're starting to see the fruits of your labor, but at the same time, it's like there's this hesitancy of like, is this really purposeful? Is this really manageable? Is this really working? And it's kind of teeter-tottering you from abundance to disarray. So you got to figure out, do you want to continue pushing forward, keep on believing in yourself, keep on turning your frown upside down, or do you want to be like, you know what, I'm going to have a lack then mentality and things aren't going to work out. It's never going to happen. And then it's never going to happen. You're never going to see it through if you're going to be critical about your work and yourself on the journey. So, you know, it is with this Nine of Coins energy, it is making sure that you stick to your plan of action. You're in between this. You're in between the doors here. So you still have a lot of work to do. You're not there yet. You're not at the fulfillment yet. But you can't have your own mind get in the way of your progress and darken your path, darken your vision. You got to continue moving forward. and finishing what you start. You're so close to the finish line, you don't even know it. And you're so close, but you don't know it because you're just focusing on the tangible. But what about the value in what you're doing? Where is that coming from? What about, you know, the self-esteem? What about nurturing your well-being? Where is that coming into play? You know, yes, you could be, you know, building something and it's just not materializing, but it's making you feel like it's intentional. It's making you feel purposeful. That means it's still in alignment. Your reward is coming. This is just growing you into a more hardworking, decisive, pragmatic, accomplished person. But the reward is near. It's coming. It's in reach. It's just you have to believe that it's possible. You can't give up when you're so far into the journey. You can't turn around now. It's too late. Okay, so pulling here some oracle cards in connection to these tarot cards. Okay, so I'm pulling here. I'll show you and then I'll go through this little robot, dancing robot. I have Be Your Own Sugar Daddy, Be Your Own Daddy, which very present for you, Capricorn. You live this energy. And then I have Dimensional Shift. All right, so let's start here with this little robot. So kind of like what I was talking about, like you're feeling like you could be doing the motions. You could feel like, you know, you're just a little robot. You're just trucking along, you know, and you're like, am I doing a little dance? Like, is anything going to materialize? Is any, you know, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? And it's just like, stop asking when is it going to happen, because you're already so full of abundance. Like this is already, it's already there. It's already a birthright. It's already going to come to you. And it already has. You just probably want more status. You want more wealth. You want more achievement, because that's the Capricorn way. It's never enough when it comes to tangible matters. So for you, it's like, you know, you already are your own daddy. You already are successful. You already are abundant. You just have to know that this is the dance you do if you want to get more. You can't, you know, turn around and not continue growing what you spent so much time developing. So you just know that you're already abundant. Don't get swayed. Don't get discouraged. Continue doing the work. You have a lot more going for you, and you have a lot more resources than, you know, most people than you realize. So have gratitude in that. Stop being so, I don't want to say the word selfish, but don't be so nitpicky when it comes to your resources, because, you know, life is not all about money. Life is not all about what kind of car you drive or what kind of house you live in. You know, it's about your heart. And don't forget that as you're trying to build this empire, as you're trying to go after that coin. Don't forget that. Dimensional shift here. You might need to have a dimensional shift. Maybe these thoughts coming through are to humble you a little bit with the Five of Swords. Maybe you didn't like what you found when Mercury was retrograde. Maybe you didn't like what came through to you with Venus. And that's kind of why you feel a little bit off balance, a little discouraged here. But this was kind of to set you straight. And that's part of the process of moving, you know, through a goal, is that you have to understand you're going to get a little bit of animosity in that. It's that karmic flow of energy. It's like, you know, yes, you're moving forward in a direction, but there's going to be thoughts, there's going to be experiences that are going to set you back. And that is part of the dimensional shift that you have to pull through. That is part of why it's important to not just do things for money, not just do things for status, not just do things to up the Jonases. Like, you have to do things out of the pureness of your heart. That is what is going to make you honorable. Not how much money you have in the bank, not the location that you live in, not the type of car that you drive. Because honestly, no one really cares about those things, you know? So it's like, why are you putting so much emphasis on these things? And why are you driving yourself crazy because you don't have a Tesla by now. You know, it's just like, you got to really live in the times. You know, this is the pandemic. This is 2022. This is not 2019. You need to reprioritize what matters, what is important to you. And it's not just your own individual goals. It's what's good for the collective. That is the dimensional shift you need to have. And that is a dimensional shift the astrology is molding you, especially Capricorn like folk. I have a Capricorn moon, so I get this energy, but it's molding you to think about how can you allow other people into the equation, and how can you expand your wealth of knowledge, resources, material goods, money, opportunity to help others advance, just like you have been given the opportunity to advance. All right, so I'm going to pull 2 more cards here. Okay, so I'm pulling here the 9 of Wands reversed, and then I have Uranus, the planet Uranus coming through upright. So we're going to actually start with Uranus, because there's a connection here of what's going on with you. Just what's going on in general. But it's this Uranus energy because it's in Taurus, and it's in your sister sign, and it's unpredictable. You know, you were so used to this formula of like, okay, get the education, get the job, move up the corporate ladder, get to here, get to this salary, get to this place in life by this age. And, you know, you were used to these milestones, these steps, because it's very conformist, it's very patriarchal, it's very capitalistic. That was what you were used to. And then once Uranus went into Taurus in 2018 and then shook everything up with the pandemic in 2020, you realize that that is not the formula anymore. And you're a little bit like, ew, like, how do I move forward with my energy? How can I create something new that's on time with what's happening now? And that is kind of what your test is going to be. And this is going to be a test for you for the next couple of years, now that Pluto's about to go into America's return. So we're all going to be feeling this globally, but it is definitely an energy you got to think about. It's like the old formula isn't going to save you anymore. That is not the right way to live. Was it ever? You know, it was very sexist. You know, it really put us in the throes of the fire here. And you are also realizing that, you know, the things that you thought you wanted aren't the things you thought you wanted. The way you thought you wanted to live your life isn't the way you wanted to live your life anymore. The people that are coming into your life unexpectedly, that's giving you something to live for. That's this gift of the Uranus energy, is the unexpected. And maybe that's your answer. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe that's what you're looking for, is a little bit of spontaneity to get you moving, to get you motivated, to reset you into a new direction that feels like you're growing towards something, that feels like you're working towards something. If this is not the answer, what you're doing, then what can you do differently? Maybe you need to allow some spontaneity to come into your life. Maybe you need to travel. Maybe you need to think outside the box and just live a more unconventional life, which might be scary for you, but maybe that's how you feel alive. Because right now you kind of just feel like your soul's dying slowly. And, you know, it's either you stick it out and you wait to see if you feel alive again, if you feel a pulse, or maybe you will never feel that pulse no matter how hard you work. And you are realizing, am I building anything? Am I building an empire? Am I building just for other people's to have wealth, and that's not coming to me? So you have to step out of your comfort zone, follow the instruction of Uranus, the unpredictability, but also it brings forth individuality and more autonomy over your body, over the work that you do. And it inspires you to live a life on your own terms. And you gotta pretty much fight against yourself to get here. So that's a choice for you to decide, to continue moving in a conventional way of living, or to take a risk and to do something outside of your comfort zone, but will actually be more important and be more fulfilling for you down the line. And it doesn't mean that you have to shatter what you've built. You just have to take what you've built and put it somewhere else. Just put it in a more purposeful direction. You can take your education and your experience, and maybe you just need to work for a new company. Maybe you need to relocate, and you see how that can be useful there. And you'll get more like bang for your buck in a way. You know, sometimes we just have to take our skills. We have to take the hard work that we have and that we've accomplished, and we got to move it somewhere else where it's actually valued, and it'll be more purposeful and bring in more abundance in more ways than one. So that is your Tarotscope for February, dear Capricorn. And definitely, if you want a personal reading with me, head over to my website. I have readings there, and I'm also running a sale right now, so definitely check those out. And I have spell candles and other amazing vintage trinkets, so check those out as well. And thank you so much, and I'll see you next month.